I'm a fitness coach, and I'm a gym owner. My clients come to me because they want to lose weight, they want to build muscle, get fit, and they want to get into their clothes from years ago. So I ask the questions, what and why, so I can understand their goals. And what I've realized at the end of all those questions, the answer, the real answer, is confidence. They want their confidence back. When I was 12 years old, my father bought me a weight set, and I put it in the basement, where I started working out for the first time. I loved every minute of using that weight set. And by the 8th grade, I had legitimate muscles. I felt like I had superpowers. I mean, I was jacked. Okay, I was 12, so I thought I was jacked. Everybody noticed, and I was overflowing with confidence. At about the same time, I started my growth spurt. And by the 8th grade, I was this much taller than most of my friends. But you know, God's got a funny sense of humor, because by the 9th grade, I was this much shorter than everybody. It seemed like everybody around me kept growing, and I stopped. But I didn't care, because working out gave me the confidence I needed. That confidence led me down a path I thought was my future. And so fast forward 30 years, I was well into my career. Having worked for some of the largest Wall Street banks, I became one of the many millions of people that was miserable. Every day was a soul-crushing, energy-sapping grind that was bookended by a 2-hour commute that gave me ample time to contemplate how much I hated my life. One day, I was sitting at my desk when one of the most well-respected senior executives announced his retirement. It was big news. It created tangible tension in the air in the weeks before his retirement. And before we knew it, his last day came and went, and then, poof, he was gone. And within 2 weeks, everybody stopped talking about him. There were no problems only he could handle, nobody wishing he would return. Nothing. And that blew my mind. It was the beginning of a realization of what I thought I meant to this company. When you see a void left by others, that person is so important. You think they can't be replaced, and then reality pulls a Mike Tyson right in your face. I realized, as important as I thought I was, I could be replaced too. And then these thoughts started creeping in. What was I doing there? I worked so hard to get there. Did I even matter? I was so much lower on the totem pole. What would happen to me years from now when I retired? I would walk out those doors. People would say they'd miss me. They couldn't possibly replace me. And then, poof, I'm gone too. And the business would just keep going without me, because that's what they do. The work, time, and effort I put in for so many years would have been, in truth, all for nothing. I mean, I felt worthless. Confidence gone. And you know, I was making a pretty good living too, doing work that many said was important. On paper, things looked great. I realized many people would have loved to have traded places with me. But I felt like I had no real value, no impact or purpose. So I fell into a depression. It was a confidence killer. And I realized I wasn't doing what I was meant to do, what I ultimately wanted to do, to make an impact in the world. The day-to-day living became unbearable. And I was just going through the motions day after day. The only reason I kept going back was because of the enormous amount of time, energy, and effort I put in for so many years, even though I knew I shouldn't. And this is called the sunk cost effect. I just kept going back for the wrong reasons. This sense of worthlessness stayed with me for years. I mean, I felt like a crisp $1 bill. I went to work but felt no drive. And then one day, I had a moment. I realized if I wanted a sense of purpose, I had to take control of my own destiny. I decided to start a business of my own. So I went in search of businesses that might help me fill that void. I attended franchise expos. I visited countless businesses for sale. I looked into a variety of different businesses and ultimately decided I wanted to open up a pizza business because everybody loves pizza. And for 2 years, I went in search of financing and partners, but I ultimately failed to obtain the means necessary to start that business. 2 years gone. But it wasn't a total loss because I learned a very important lesson. There was only one thing I could rely on 100%, and that was me. I had to do this on my own. I gave up on that pizza business, which was disappointing, but I also knew it wasn't the end. And this felt like working out to me. You know, in exercise, you create pain. Pain is the seed of growth and strength. In failure, you have painful lessons, and those lessons are the seeds of success. When you're trying to achieve something really difficult, you run into obstacles, big and small. Sometimes you got to go backwards to go forwards. Sometimes you're going to run out of resources, and you have to get resourceful. And this was one of those moments for me. About the same time, I started a new job. And I had a desk job where sitting all day and eating unhealthy food was normal. In 2 months, I got sick and injured, and I started gaining weight fast. And the worst part, I couldn't even fit into the clothes I bought for that new job. And exercise was a part of my daily living. I couldn't maintain a normal workout schedule. And that's when I made the decision to plan my comeback. I studied exercise. I studied nutrition. I studied weight loss. And I created a simple plan for me. And because I did it for me, I had to make it absolutely idiot-proof. In 2 months, I lost 10 pounds. And I thought, wow, that's pretty simple. And I just kept doing it. And in 12 months, I lost 25 pounds. I felt like I had my superpower again. I had a six-pack, and people in the gym said I was shredded and ripped. I was 50 years old, and people said I was in better shape than people half my age. I felt amazing. And 3 other amazing things happened during those 12 months. First, people wanted and needed my help. And second, it felt so fulfilling to help them in their weight loss journey, to help them regain their confidence. It gave me a sense of self-worth and value. I felt like my 12-year-old self again. Through training, I regained my body, and I was overflowing with confidence again. And that's when I realized what my real superpower was: my ability to help people. And then the third thing, the real thing, I finally understood my purpose for the first time. And it was something I'd been doing my entire life. I had to make fitness my profession. So I began using my superpower to help people make meaningful change in their life. And 2 years later, I left a prosperous career and held the grand opening of my first gym. I risked everything to find fulfillment in helping people. The exercise, the nutrition, the weight loss, getting in touch with my superpower gave me the confidence to go for it. I went all in. And in 3 years, We made life-changing impact on hundreds of people within the community. I knew I was never going to be happy down a traditional path. If you find fulfillment down a traditional path, I think that's amazing. I'm really happy for you. But if you're on a path that's pre-laid out with somebody else's expectation, rather than following your own true purpose, it's nearly impossible not to feel stuck or depressed because you're not leaving your true mark in the world. I was on that path, but I realized I wanted and needed something different. And if you're like me, you can find your superpower too. And you usually don't have to look far to find it. It is right there in you, waiting to spring forth if you let it. And just like I did accidentally, you can find it intentionally. But you have to find the thing that lights you up, the thing that brings you magic. Identifying that thing is the key to designing your own true purpose in life with confidence. So I'm asking you to take an inventory of the things that you love, the things you center your daily living around. The things you center your daily living around. And then ask yourself, can I spread my knowledge and experience in the service of other people? If the answer to that is yes, I believe you found your superpower. And when you do, you will find true happiness and find meaning in the service of other people. I believe that it's action that precedes the mindset of confidence. When you take action to be physically fit and strong, you look good. When you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you have, go ahead. Confidence, that's right. Listen, just like I tell my clients, start with the body, because training the body is training the mind. Thank you.